see you all here tonight, to see new faces, and particularly to see a signer at last and everything in Norwich. There's only one division that bothers me at the minute, and that's the division that we all feel against the bankers, who I think created this problem across the world. I call upon you all to stand up and fight now. This is no time for compromise. This is time for fight. This is time to say, no, you're not going to get away with it.
What's happened in France, what's happened in Greece before that, it shows that a new realization is starting to develop. That we cannot just leave it up to somebody else. We cannot leave it up to our leaders up on high to organize this fight back. That something has to be done. The workers here in this room today, the spark of a far wider movement, right throughout Great Britain.
I think we have to really pull together the biggest campaign this country has ever seen.
This is a battle that the trade union movement is at the centre of, but we're building those links with the users of the services, the people that we serve, who rely upon the services that are about to be decimated as a result of the cuts.
This meeting will agree to a march on the 4th of December to show this Tory administration what we think of them.
On the right, yes.
The call for a 24-hour general strike is entirely to be supported. If we strike together, like the French have shown us how to do, our power can be demonstrated, we can head off these cuts, and we can demonstrate that working people can run this country for themselves.
The cuts outlined are going to affect every single one of us in this room. Every one of us in some way, shape or form. So if you're not a trade union member, if you're not a worker, you can still go away and do your bit today. Please, take one of the leaflets. On the back of the leaflets there's some things you can do as individuals. If nothing else, display it in your windows and also just talk to people about it.
The public sector cuts, like Dee said, just don't affect trade union members. They affect every part of the community in this country. Going out on 24-hour strike, getting all the unions together, balling all the trade unions and taking action now.
My question is, if a child dies because we didn't protect it, if a child is tortured because we're too lean and goddamn mean to notice, if a child screams and its dying breath exhales into the cut, darkened Norfolk sky, don't worry. We're smarter and we're leaner. How deep is that consolation we can seek from that? The child's dead. Its bones were unloved before, and they're unmourned in its death, and they're desecrated by the fact we just don't give a damn. No, that's not true. The Tories don't give a damn.
Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Paul Bowerbank. I manage essential services for Norfolk County Council. If I tell you, in the last 9 months, we have taken 5 people out of care at the cost of savings of £300,000. 5 people. We see 3,000 people a year. Where is the sense in that?
In Norfolk, we're also facing cuts to the fire service, loss of the fire engines in Norwich itself, and cuts to reclaimed fire crews that are currently giving cover for the majority of this county. The FBU are considering strike action. We are actually taking strike action in London, and we will be there when the day comes.
Our problem is how to move from the individual situations that we've heard this evening to create a general strike. The way to do this is to talk in your workplaces and in your communities, to discuss what's happening, to build a strike fund, to organise strike committees, and to link with other unions for collective and coordinated action. But there are community organisations, many of which you may belong to, that also have mass memberships and networks that you can use.
Decided to start the big conversation with this vulnerable group of people who cannot communicate very easily.
First of all, I would like to say how brilliant it is to have already heard from another variety of students, and just generally to say how great it is that there's so many different walks of life here. It's good to see that the old tactic of divide and conquer it's run its course. It's not going to be effective this time around. If we can all take the mental fight home with us to our families and friends, as has been said several times before, then we, people here, have the chance to start society again and to base it upon need rather than profit.
And talking about one-to-one support for the really vulnerable young people in our communities, such as young people in care, young people at risk of going into care, young people who are subject to child protection plans, young carers. There are mainly groups that support young carers, young people who have responsibilities of caring for a parent, also living with a disability or with a drug or alcohol problem or with a terminal illness.
Please, I beg you, fight against these cuts, this surgery, this amputation. Thank you.
I think what's been said tonight is what's been said in the meeting, what's needed to be done. You can never underline this enough. That they are serious on carrying out the most vicious attacks across the board on the working class, not seen for generations. If they're serious, we have to be serious. This meeting tonight should be a council of war.